suffering. The Syracuse Police Academy has been a learning experience like none other. We came in day one with high expectations for ourselves, visions of ourselves wearing the badge and hitting the streets, and of a long, promising career in the world of law enforcement. For many of us, making it to the Police Academy was an accomplishment in itself, and our spirits were high. And then we met the Academy staff, and a hellish onslaught of verbal abuse and rigorous physical training ensued. We learned quickly that we ran for a lot more than that. Each one of us was given a position of leader and was forced to direct the class while keeping composure in the face of insults, distraction, and physical exhaustion. Though we did not understand why they called us names like idiot, soup sandwich, and an infinite number of other names, we soon became able to function and demonstrate command presence in the face of extreme stress, despite the fact that some of us wanted to crawl into a rock at the end of the day. We learned to pay strict attention to detail, as forgetting to shape a single hair on our face could result in public humiliation, push-ups, demerits, or more than likely, all of the above. We were to behave as though our appearance and actions were constantly monitored. No lint on our uniforms, boots always shine. There were rules for the way we walked and interacted with others. For example, every time someone walked by us in the hallways, we had to grip the hallway like robots, staring straight ahead as a position of attention while stating, "Good morning, sir, ma'am," or "Good evening, sir, ma'am." And of course, people looked at us like we were brainwashed imbeciles and told us to disregard our orders. But we were committed and dared not disobey the standing order of our commanding officer. But when you really think about it, where else can you drive fast cars, shoot guns, kick the crap out of each other, and be paid for doing so? Where else can they shoot pepper spray in your eye, have you run frantically around the gymnasium, and then feed you bagels when you are done? Where else can they shock you with 50,000 volts of electricity for 5 seconds, and then give you a full day off? During the emergency vehicle operations course training, we were trained on how to operate our patrol vehicles in extreme situations. I mean, tell me what other time would you drive a vehicle in reverse at a speed of 55 miles per hour? Or how about driving with your foot to the floor and waiting for your instructor to say, right, or left? And in less than a quarter of a second, you were forced to make a decision to either turn right, left, or go straight ahead into a barrage of cones. Until our firearms training, terms such as crowding the cover, reactionary gap, and tactical reload were a foreign language. But they soon became the concepts by which we would all resort to in a survival situation, regardless of what occupation we held for our police training or what agency we came from. When we stood in the face of an immediate threat, we were all brothers and sisters, acting together as a unit and protecting one another. And when you think about it, that is what is truly remarkable about Syracuse Academy Class 15. How you can take 43 students, well now 36, and put them through 26 weeks of training, well now 27 weeks of training. And although we all come from different walks of life and different backgrounds, we all learn to respect each other and work together to achieve a common goal. And as our bonds grew and our friendships were strengthened, it only became that much harder to beat the living hell out of each other during defensive tactics. But the boxing, wrestling, and handcuffing of each other inevitably only strengthened our bond. The pepper spray just softened. That was the reasoning behind the bagels. Nothing fun about that except watching everyone else run around with lines of that before you took a hit. One of the truly unique features of this academy was being able to experience scenarios that were representative of actual street encounters during the crimes in progress scenarios at the New York State Fairway. Not only was it surreal to be on patrol in a mock environment, but also, here we were, interviewing and sometimes arresting the very same academy staff members of which we had lived in constant fear of as we began our class. For many of the outside agencies, the actors that we were mock incarcerating were indeed our bosses. Sorry, by the way. And although that week we all felt as though we had no idea whether the sky was up or down, and we kept wondering if our day would ever end, we were given a unique insight into the world of law enforcement, where we learned a remarkable amount of useful information in a safe learning environment. We also learned that not everybody will be taken into handcuffs, and sometimes the best tool a police officer has is his ability to talk. By the end of Crimes in Progress, confident in the tools and knowledge we've been given and our ability to apply them. And sure enough, most of us have made it here, our desired destination, graduation day. This day marks a milestone when we apply our training to our communities. And although we will all be going to our respective agencies after this day, we must thank our family and friends for supporting us, the Academy staff, the Syracuse Police Academy, and all the other outside agencies that made this Academy class possible. The end result is 36 new police officers from 9 different agencies getting some of the best training you can imagine. And as difficult as the Academy was, we had times where we had fun, but more importantly, we've established friendships, built a network of contacts throughout the central New York area. The Syracuse Regional Police Academy really was the best time I would